As 2022 draws to a close, there is no better time than the present to reflect on the last 12 months and for me to ask myself this very important question. Did I achieve the goals that I set myself all the way back in January? Well, I had 3 things in mind, so let's go through and see if I was able to make good on them, beginning with goal number 1. My first goal for the year was to finish my master's degree, which I'm really pleased to say I did manage to do. I finished up my master's in broadcast journalism in July and managed to get myself a merit overall, which is absolutely incredible. So happy with that outcome, especially because it was such a difficult year, very intense. You know, some of those days when I was out shooting, interviewing people, you know, it was rough, I'm not going to lie. You know, it's a very tough profession. It's a very tough industry to get into. I'm personally glad that I actually did the course because I learned so much from it. You know, I think that I now make better videos on this channel because of what I learned on that course. I make better TikTok content talking about politics because of what I learned on that course, the video making techniques and the storytelling techniques. I think all of that stuff that I learned has been so valuable to me in what I've done since the course. At the start of the year I said that I had quite a few more modules to take, and those actually went quite well. Podcasting was really good. Ended up making a podcast about Trump and the midterm elections, which, as you've seen from the videos on this channel, I'm absolutely obsessed with. Took a module on political headlines, right up my street, and even did a module on UK media law, which somehow I managed to get a distinction on, which I was very chuffed by, especially because law is certainly not the easiest of things to do well in, but I found that the way that it's applied in these real life scenarios is absolutely fascinating. Lots and lots of interesting takeaways from that module. So merit in broadcast journalism, overall very happy, glad that the course is over because it was very intense at times. It was like a roller coaster, but I made it out the other end and I couldn't be happier. My second goal for the year, much like last year, was to secure myself a full-time job, which I am very pleased to say, finally, I was able to achieve. Didn't do it last year, but I've done it this year. And what's very interesting is at the start of the year, I did say, journalism is really cool, but last summer, I got a really good exposure to PR and communications. It's an area that I've been thinking a lot about, and I am doing a lot of research about the various sectors in the industry. There is so much opportunity out there. And now, 12 months later, that's exactly what I have done. I've gotten myself a job in PR and communications, specifically in public affairs, aka government relations. I started my job in the summer as an intern, and now I am a permanent member of the team as an account executive. You know, public affairs is one of those careers that isn't talked about much at university. I don't know why, because if somebody had told me 5 years ago that a job like this existed, then the last few years of my life would have been completely different. You know, I wouldn't have bothered doing a master's in broadcast journalism. I've just gone straight into public affairs. I would have made plans years ago to sort of tee myself up to get that kind of job rather than going down the master's route. You know, if you're currently studying politics and you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, what kind of job am I going to do if I get a politics degree? You know, public affairs is certainly a route that you can go down. And back in the summer, I did a video on potential career paths for politics students, and public affairs is one of them. So check out that video in the description below to see more of what I do in my day-to-day. What I outline in that is exactly what I do in my job. Monitoring Parliament, monitoring the media, writing briefings for clients. It's all the bread and butter stuff. And I'm just thrilled that I now finally have a full-time job and I'm now working full-time. It's just the best. My final goal for the year was something a little bit different. It was to try and work out a bit more, because I had not been to the gym in over 2 years. You know, I've been doing my daily walks for the last couple of years, but hadn't made it back to doing proper workouts yet. Well, I am very pleased to say that I managed to achieve this goal back in October. after my master's was done, once I got made permanent in my current role, I decided to hit the gym once again, get that membership going, and it has been incredible so far. Now, I set myself an initial target of going to the gym at least twice a week. Started off strong-ish, but life gets in the way, plans in the evenings get in the way. I've had to sort of moderate my goals slightly to be once a week in the gym, usually on Sundays, and that has worked really well so far. It has been incredible going back. The first time I went back, actually, it sort of felt like I never left. Everything felt familiar, the equipment, the treadmill, the rowing machine, my favorite, even the step exercise, it all felt really familiar. So it was really nice to be back in, trying to get into better shape. And I'm still doing my walks, maybe not daily anymore because I've got to the gym now, but certainly I'm still trying to keep up with the walks as well, because there is nothing like being in with the nature. Having that around you really does clear your head quite well, but also being in the gym does give your head a bit of space to breathe as well. And of course, it's the best way to keep fit too. So I'm really, really happy back in the gym now, and hopefully very soon may or may not have a six-pack to show off. We'll see how it goes. So overall, 3 out of 3 goals achieved in 2022, which is better than I did last year when I only achieved 2 out of 3 goals. So overall, I am absolutely delighted. This has been an incredible year, a year of 2 halves really. First half of the year at university, doing my masters, powering away at that. Second half of the year, full-time job, and back to working out in the gym. Couldn't have asked for a better year, and hopefully 2023 will be just as successful.